Some moments defy explanation. They simply must be witnessed. April 3rd, 2018, the UEFA Champions League quarterfinals. The stakes could not have been higher. Real Madrid, led by Cristiano Ronaldo, were on an audacious quest for a third consecutive European crown, a feat unheard of in the modern era. Their opponents were the Titans of Italy, Juventus, a team boasting a defense as legendary as the man who stood between their posts, the iconic Gianluigi Buffon. The clash was steeped in history. Real had beaten Juventus 4-1 in last season's final, becoming the first club to retain the Champions League since 1990. Juventus had won 5 of the last 6 meetings with Madrid at the Allianz Stadium and hadn't lost in Turin against them since 1962. The stage was set, Real with Cristiano as their talisman against an old lady desperate to reclaim European glory. From the very first whistle, the energy in the stadium was electric, a cauldron of noise and anticipation. However, the tension didn't have to build for long. Madrid and Cristiano were in a predatory mood. With just 2 minutes and 47 seconds on the clock, the breakthrough. Isco receives a pass and delivers a low, inviting cross into the box. Ronaldo, with a burst of speed that leaves the Juventus defenders flat-footed, gets to the near post and expertly flicks the ball past a helpless Buffon. 1-0 to Madrid. He had now scored in a record 10 successive Champions League games. The Madrid team took an early lead, and Juventus' usually impenetrable defense was already reeling. From that point, the hosts nearly collapsed under Real's onslaught. But Juventus, the champions they were, fought back. The legendary Italians tested the Real Madrid defense, forcing a spectacular save from Keylor Navas to deny Gonzalo Higuain an equalizer. The game was a heavyweight bout. Buffon was called into action, making key saves to keep his team in the fight. Real kept probing, with a thunderous strike from Toni Kroos crashing against the crossbar. The pressure was relentless, a constant squeeze from the reigning champions, as if they sensed the tie was theirs for taking. Despite the early setback, hope still echoed around the Allianz Stadium. The Juventus faithful urged their team on, believing a moment of magic could turn the tide. Every forward pass, a surge of optimism. Every tackle won was met with a roar. They were pushing hard, trying to cancel out Madrid's crucial away goal, battling to stay in the contest. But for every Juventus attack, a Real Madrid counterattack simmered with menace. The air was thick with tension. You could feel a pivotal moment was approaching. The play begins with a scramble in the Juventus box. A mix-up between defender Giorgio Chiellini and Buffon allows Ronaldo to poke the ball towards Lucas Vazquez, whose shot is brilliantly parried by the recovering goalkeeper. The danger isn't cleared. Dani Carvajal retrieves the ball on the right-hand side. He doesn't blast it. He floats it, a hopeful, chipped cross towards the penalty spot. Ronaldo sensed the delivery in flight and launched himself into the air. He twists his body, a feat of supreme athletic coordination, and meets the ball perfectly with his right boot, a bicycle kick. The ball rockets past a motionless, stunned Buffon. It's a strike of both impossible power and surgical precision. Buffon stands frozen. The whole scene is almost cinematic. Zinedine Zidane clutches his head in sheer, utter disbelief. A look that said, "I've seen it all, but I've never seen that." On the field, the Real players embrace in joy. For Ronaldo, there's a flash of stunned disbelief as he realizes what he's done. The greatest goal in the history of the Champions League. For a heartbeat, everyone was silent. Then came a sound that turned expectation on its head. Applause. At first, timid, then deafening. The Juventus crowd were on their feet applauding CR7. Ronaldo's immediate reaction was total bewilderment. He leapt towards fans the way he always celebrates, but as he ran, the applause washed over him. He slowed and stopped, a look of pure astonishment on his face. In that surreal silence turned cheer, he held a hand to his heart. He would later say it had never happened in his career. In only a few seconds, Ronaldo had done the unthinkable, united two sets of fans in stunned admiration. The applause, in that split second, meant something transcendent had happened. The goal immediately entered football folklore. It was lauded as arguably the greatest goal in the history of the Champions League. It was so magnificent, it won the 2017-18 UEFA Goal of the Season award by a landslide, while it was controversially beaten to the FIFA Puskas award by Mohamed Salah's derby goal. For most who saw it, there was no debate. The legacy of that goal and that ovation extended beyond just a single match. Many believe the respect shown by the Juventus fans that night played a significant role in his decision to join the Italian club just a few months later, a move that shocked the football world. He had conquered their stadium, and in return, they had conquered his heart. This was more than just a goal. It was a statement of Ronaldo's supersized athleticism and his unshakable big game mentality. In a season of heroics, that bicycle kick perfectly defined the man who is arguably the greatest of all time. It showed that even at 33, Ronaldo could pull something utterly unprecedented from nowhere, delivering joy, shock, and inspiration to millions. Next time on CR7 Dynasty, we'll revisit another iconic chapter of CR7's career, so make sure you're subscribed and have rung that bell. Don't miss our next episode, where we continue to celebrate the magic and memory of Cristiano's greatest moments on and off the pitch.